All right. I hope you're all having a great day. Good. Okay, let me start my timer. And meanwhile, you can come in. Thank you. I'm having a good day too. I see someone with 000 in his or her name. If you change your name into your nickname or real name so that I can call you better instead of calling you with numbers, that would be easier for me too. You can always use the chat box to ask me questions about our lesson, and we'll be using our chat box during the lesson too, but always with lesson-related content. Is there any limitation for students to join this specific speaking class? To give you a better lesson, we are trying to keep our class with like 8 people actually, but 8 to 10, let's say, so that all you can have a turn to speak, and I can give you a better feedback in the end. I'll be taking notes about your speaking during the lesson. Yes, first come, first serve. So it's always better to be on time for our lessons. You can always follow our schedule on Clasital, on the calendar part. And you can register for the course so that you can get the reminders, so you can make your own calendar, so you won't be missing any other classes. Welcome, Abby. It's nice to see you here. Yeah, I see some familiar names. It's really nice. So last time we had some shy students who didn't want to speak, but I always encourage you to speak so that I can give you feedback, so that you can hear your mistakes, so you can correct your mistakes and errors, so you can improve your speaking. You can improve your speaking only by speaking. About the cue cards, yes, what will be your question? All right. Okay, I hope you all can see me now. It's very nice to have you here. I see some familiar names. That's very good as well. So please keep joining our lessons. So we're trying to give you some feedback so you can improve your speaking more. You can also join our other lessons as well, given by our other teachers. So hello, Anna. Let me start sharing my screen and let's start today's session together. Okay. I hope you all can see. So, welcome to today's speaking workshop. Like always, we start with a very fun tongue twister. I'll say it for 2 times, 1 time slowly, 1 time faster. And if you feel ready, if you want to try out, you can use our react button to raise your hand. And you can have a turn to try it out. It's really fun and it really helps you with your pronunciation especially. So let me start saying it slowly first time. Of all the felt I ever felt, I never felt a piece of felt, which felt as fine as that felt. When first I felt that felt had felt. So now I'll try saying it a little bit faster. It's not easy, I know, but I will try. Of all the felt I ever felt, I never felt a piece of felt, which felt as fine as that felt. When first I felt that felt had felt. So I'm trying to say it in one breath. So I recommend you to do that too. So anyone who wants to try it? Yes, Abhi.
I'm audible?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. I'll start. Of all the felt I ever felt, I never felt a piece of felt which felt as fine as that felt. When felt I felt that felt had felt.
That was nice. Thank you for trying, Abhi.
Thank you, ma'am.
Fatima.
Yeah, hi ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah. Of all the felt I ever felt, I never felt a piece of felt which felt as fine as that felt. When first I felt that felt had felt.
That was
Thank
really
you.
good. Thank you, Fatima, for trying it out. Anyone else? See, it's not that difficult. Anna?
Of all the felt I ever felt, I never felt a piece of felt which felt as fine as that felt. When first I felt that felt had felt.
Thank you. That was a good try too. Thank you, Anna. Okay, let's hear from one more person. Then we can continue maybe. Who wants to try? Yes, Saiful Islam. Should I call you Rifat? Is that okay? Yes, Rifat, we can hear from you. Is your microphone working, Rifat? You can turn it on and say it. Okay. If you're having any technical issues, you can write me in the chat box so I can see the problem and we can help you if we can. Yes, Rifat, I think your microphone started to work. No? Okay, we can hear from one more person. Let's give it a quick try. Who wants to try? Maha, do you want to give it a try? Okay. I think we don't feel ready yet to try it out. That's super fine. You can always try out saying those tongue twisters by yourself as well. It's fun and it's nice. Okay, so here is today's agenda. What will we learn? I'll be sharing some tips and strategies for IELTS speaking part. We'll be working on some vocabulary about today's topic. We'll have some discussion questions for small talk and for deep discussion. So I'll try to use my time more efficiently so we can do the deep discussion part as well. So I can hear your extended sentences and answers. I'll be sharing some idioms and collocations in the end. I think I'm having an internet problem. Oh, here I come now. Good. Okay. I think you all can see me again now. Thank you very much for your understanding. Let me share my screen again. There it is. All right. Okay. Does anybody know today's subject? You can just write me in the chat box. Noise. Yes, thank you, Anna, for following our subjects. Traffic. Yes, it looks like traffic, but we will focus on the noise. And let's have a very quick discussion. How is the voice level in your country? You can say where you're from. I know some of you where you're from. You can just tell me how is the voice level in your country? Do you live in a quiet country? Do you live in a noisy country? How is noise happening? Just give me one sentence answer, please. We will have more discussion later on. Who feels ready to start? Warsha, can we start with you?
Yes, sure, ma'am. Whenever the signal changes to green, everyone will start horning. Like no one is having patience here, firstly. So I guess you have come up with a very good topic today.
Okay, thank you very much, Warsha, for your answer. Jaipal? You can turn on your microphone and share if you feel ready. Yes. Okay, I think it's someone else's microphone. Yes, Abhi, let's hear from you.
Yeah, ma'am. I hail from India. So in my country, there are like in my area actually there are not as much as traffic rule, and like people are not following if there are some rules maintained for like made for us. So I personally say like it is very hub area.
Oh, okay. So especially when you think about traffic,
Yeah, ma'am.
the noise, the voice level is very high. That's what
Yeah,
I
ma'am.
understood. Okay, thank you. Anna?
Thank you, ma'am.
I currently live in Tunisia, and I think that it's a very noisy country because people tend to speak very loudly when they are outside and when they are inside, and also traffic jam and the noise outside of the house. I can hear it very well.
Okay, yes, thank you. I can say the same thing for Turkey as well. Okay, Rifat, is your microphone working now? We're waiting. Yes? Okay. Maha, did we get the answer? Yeah, we got the answer from you. You don't need to turn on your camera. You can just turn on your microphone and share your answer. Yes? How is the voice level in your country? Do you live in a noisy country? Do you live in a quiet country? All right. Maybe your microphone is not working, Rifat. Okay, anyone else who wants to give an answer? You can raise your hand. If not, I will move on. I come from Turkey, and I think the voice level in our country is very high as well. Okay, yes, your microphone is not working. As Anna said, people tend to speak loudly. You can't even understand if they're fighting or if they're having a regular conversation. So I'm coming from a very noisy country, I can say. Okay, let's move on. Here are today's objectives. In this lesson, you will learn to talk about your preferences for noisy environments, a person or item that made a lot of noise, and your opinions about the environment and noise. So here are some tips and strategies for IELTS speaking exam. So understanding the question and giving a relevant response is really important. So please try to focus on the question and be specific and give detailed information. So give some extended sentences, extended answers, not only one or two sentences. So depending on the question as well, try to give as much as details, but relevant, not like off topic. You will make some errors, of course, don't worry about them. Instead, correct your mistake if you can and keep on speaking. Overall, your error-free sentences, when they are more than the sentences with the errors, it's always better. So always be confident and smile while talking. So that will give the examiner a good impression that you are aware of the language, so you can use it confidently. Okay, like always, we have some vocabulary about today's topic, which is noise. So I have 8 words today, adjectives, verbs, and nouns. Deafening, unbearable, irritating, disrupt, blare, cacophony, disturbing, and productivity. Maybe you know some of the meanings, maybe you don't know any of them. I will share the definitions as well. We will match them, and later we will use them in a sentence. For your matching answers, you can use the chat box. You can write your matchings in the chat box. And for using them in a sentence, you can raise your hand and I can ask you to use them in a sentence. So here are the definitions of those 8 words. So we can start with number 1, deafening. You know, those like deaf means somebody who is not able to hear. So deafening means definitely like preventing your hearing. So who can give me the first matching? You can use the chat box. You can say 1F, 1G, 1A, whatever it is. D, Jaipal said D. Yes, that's true. Deafening means extremely loud, extremely loud. Thank you. And Jaipal, do you want to use it in a sentence? Deafening. The music can be deafening.
Its traffic jam is deafening sound.
Deafening song.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like deafening songs?
No,
No,
it's
you
it's actually extremely loud and is not bearable at all.
Okay, thank you very much. It's not bearable at all, so you used another word as well. Thank you. Okay. Unbearable. Unbearable, too. To be. Yes, it came from Anna first. Yes, to goes for be. Unbearable means too painful or disturbing for you to continue to experience. So you can't stand hearing the sound when you think of noise. So, Anna, can you please try using it in a sentence? Unbearable?
I will try. The music level at the wedding was unbearable, so I had to leave the event.
Yes, that's very common issue with me as well. Okay, number 3, irritating. You can write. Yes, it came from Fatima A. Yes, it goes for A, making you feel annoyed. I'm sorry. So, Fatima, do you want to use it in a sentence? Fatima, do you want to use the word irritating in a sentence? Can you try? Okay, anyone else who wants to try using it in a sentence? Yes, Abhi?
Yeah, ma'am. My niece always tried to annoy and irritate me when I was studying.
Yes, so irritate, you use the word in verb form there. So my
Yeah,
nephew is always irritating me.
irritating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But irritating as an adjective, you can say my nephew is irritating because he's always
She
making
always.
noise.
Uh, okay, ma'am. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Try to see which one is verb, which one is adjective.
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you very much. So Fatima, when we got stuck in traffic, though people give horn continuous, that's make me irritating. Yeah, that's me irritating. Okay, so she preferred writing instead of saying it. Disrupt. Number 4. Yes, it is E. Disrupt means to prevent something from continuing as usual or as expected. So it's like stopping, it's like blocking, disrupting. So something is going well and something is disrupting, it cannot go well anymore. So is there anyone who wants to use it in a sentence? Just try. We can always improve your sentences together. Yes, Varsha.
Yes, ma'am. The war seemed likely to disrupt the state.
Yes, the wars disrupt many things. Very good. Number 5, Blair. It's a verb. Today's words, they have very similar meanings as well, so the matching sometimes can be confusing too. So if there is no answer, maybe no one knows that word. So Blair goes for F. So it means to make an unpleasantly loud noise. it goes for F. So you just learned about that word. If you don't feel like using it in a sentence, it's fine. We can see how it's being used in our next slide while we are filling the blanks. Okay. The campaign started off with a great blare of trumpets. You mean trumpets? Warsha, trumpets, the instrument. Yes, okay. So you can always turn on your microphone and say that sentence instead of writing it. Yes, writing is good too, but this is speaking session, so don't be afraid of saying it, speaking of it, okay? Okay, yes, that was a very good sentence. Thank you, Arsha. Number 6, cacophony. I like that word. Yes, it goes for G. It means an unpleasant mixture of loud sounds. Maria, welcome. Can you please try using it in a sentence, cacophony? If you feel ready, of course. Okay, Warsaw, it's my first time hearing this word. Okay, that's fine. I think Marsha feels ready. You can always raise your hand. Yes, Marsha, let's hear from you.
Yes, ma'am. I hear a cacophony of protest.
Cacophony of protests. Yes, that's true. On the streets, we hear the cacophony of protests. That's true. Okay, for number 7, disturbing. H. Yes, making you feel worried or upset. Salman, hi there. Can I call you hi there or Salman? Can you please try using it in a sentence too? We have many disturbing things in our lives. Okay. Anyone else? Yes, yes. I think the microphone is working.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Loud voices are disturbing me.
Yes, loud noises are very disturbing, we can say, because
Very disturbing.
adjective there. And how should I call you? With which name? Which
Yes.
name of you are you using?
Salman.
Salman. Okay, thank you very much, Salman.
Most welcome.
Okay, thank you. And lastly, number 8, productivity. C. Yes, that's true. Efficiency in doing something, and productivity and noise, I think they're very related issues. Yes, Rifat, we can hear from you if your microphone is working.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Okay. Productive. When I am disciplined, I am very productive.
Yes. While I'm disciplined, I'm very productive. So, yes, productive is the adjective there. But productivity is noun. Maybe you can say, when I'm disciplined, my productivity increases, we can say.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Because it's a noun. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you all for your great effort for matching them and using them in a sentence. Now let's fill in the blanks with those words. And the loudspeakers. This time I want to hear you reading the sentences as well. Who wants to try using it? Look at the sentences, of course, and the words. You can take your time. So just like the example before, protests on the square, on the street. What was it? You can hear the blare of the protests. So this time we'll be using it in a
Cacophony.
cacophony. I think we'll be using cacophony in another sentence. Disrupt. Yes, Anna?
I think the loudspeakers blare across the square.
Yes, that's true. The loudspeakers, but we can use it here in a past tense maybe. The loudspeakers blared across the square, we can say. Thank you, Anna. For number 2, the music was something we couldn't
Unbearable.
Yes, unbearable.
Please, like,
Unbearable.
sorry. You can.
The music was unbearable. We could not hear each other.
Okay, we have one opinion. It says unbearable. And in the chat part, I see Joypal is saying deafening. So please read the second
Sure.
part of the. Can we turn off the microphones, please, so we can raise our hands to take a turn to speak? Thank you. Okay, so actually it will go for deafening because look at the second part of the sentence. We couldn't hear each other. So if we can't hear each other, it's something deafening. Yes, the music was deafening. We couldn't hear each other. That was that would be the correct answer for that. Okay. A pleasant working environment increases. Yes, Abhi?
A pleasant working environment increases productivity.
That's true. Just like the previous example. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
As we entered the farmyard, we were met with something of animal sounds. Any others who wants to give it a try? Maria?
As we entered the farmyard, we met with a cacophony of animal sounds.
That's true, cacophony of animal sounds. Yes. Number 5, to be honest, I find violin sound. Fatima, can we hear from you? To be honest, I find violin sound. Abby says disturbing in the chat box and irritating also came. So yes, disturbing and irritating, like they have very close meanings. But yes, I would go for irritating here because it's like it irritates my ear. So it gives me very like uncomfortable feeling. Yes, both suitable actually. That's true. But I would go for irritating here. To be honest, I find violin sound irritating. Okay, for number 6, the heat is something. I will turn on the AC. Varsha?
Heat is unbearable. I will turn on the AC.
That's true. Thank you very much. Number 7, the following program contains scenes that may be something to some viewers. Rifat, maybe we can hear from you. I see 3 hands on the other hand. I just want to give everyone a turn. Okay, maybe Rifat is not ready. And Sama, maybe you can give the answer for that. The following program contains scenes that may be disrupt. Disrupt is more like stopping something. Deafening, we use deafening above. Disturbing, yes, it came from Anna. So the images can be disturbing. The views, the scenes can be disturbing to some viewers. Yes, disturbing and irritating, they have very close meanings. So lastly, the meeting was, now we can talk about something stopped. Yes, Mariam.
The meeting was um, disrupted by a group of protesters who shouted and threw fruit at the speaker.
Yes, the meeting was disrupted by a group of protesters who shouted and threw fruit at the speaker. Okay, thank you for your answers. And now let's start our discussion. Here, I will ask each of you to give answers, and I'll be taking some notes. So please, when I call your name, try to give some answers. And so I can hear all of you one by one. I will follow an order. Here, please give 2 to 3 sentences, not very extended answer. So from 2 to 3 sentences. So do you mind noises and why? Do you mind noises and why? Abi, can we start with you?
Sure, ma'am. I say sometime yes, sometime no. I'm very compatible like with sound stuffs. So when I'm going to the party things or like pub and bar, so I'm feel very enthusiasm and very energetic.
Mm-hmm.
So I must say I don't mind noises.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's all? Okay, thank you, Abi, for your answer. Anna?
Okay, I do mind noises because I find them irritating, and when I hear a lot of noise, I can't focus on anything, and the noises can make me angry very fast. So I hate noises, and I prefer a calm environment.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That was a very coherent answer. Varsha?
Yes, ma'am. There are many places in the cities or all over the world where we can hear loud noises, like construction sites are one of them, as they are filled with huge machines. And another place is on busy roads where there are a lot of vehicles, or in stations where we will be hearing many announcements like played again and again, and people speaking or chattering loud. So this might be disturbing, and it is better if we speak slow, and instead of noises we can make it sounds so that it will be pleasant. And
Okay. Is that all? Thank you, Varsha. Okay, Joy Paul?
Yes, ma'am. Uh, I really don't mind noises when they are. Noise is a sound which disturbs when it is loudly made, and it is more of the time it is disturbing and making your attention diverted from your whatever activity you are doing. And yes, it is sometimes uh, acceptable when we are in a party or some music is being played for making fun, and in that case we like noises. Even.
Okay, thank you. Let's continue with Aima. We couldn't hear from you at all. Aima?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Well, I do mind noises because I have a very sensitive earsight and noises give me sometimes headache. So I don't like noise very much.
Okay, thank you very much. That was very short but clear answer. Thank you. Maria?
Well, no, I don't really mind noises. I lived in a household where noise is pretty much a very important thing in the house. If you don't hear any noise in the house, you know that there's something wrong. So I lived with it throughout my life, so I don't really mind noises that much.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer. Salma?
Sure, ma'am. Sometimes I mind noises, and sometimes not. It depends on condition.
Maybe you can give one short example where you mind and where you don't mind. If you don't feel ready to continue, that's fine as well. You can take your turn again for the next discussion question. Rifat, we can hear from you. Do you mind noises and why? Yes, Rifat? Your microphone seems on, but we can't hear you. Okay. Simriti? Simriti, can you hear us? Was it your microphone? Okay. And anyone else? Okay, your microphone is not working. So you can, but please do it at home while listening to us. Give your answers to yourself. Try to hear the other answers as well. So, okay, you don't need to share with me now because your microphone is not working, but please answer the question as if we are hearing you, okay? So, same here, your microphone is not working, Salman. All right. Thank you. So please try giving your answers at home too, even though we can't hear you. Okay. Here is our second question. Are there any sounds that you like and why? It can be some sort of music, some sounds in nature. Okay, let's start with Varsha this time. Yes, Varsha, are there any sounds that you like?
Yes, ma'am. Chirping of birds, music playing, slow music playing, and the sound of rain and the waves, the sounds related to the nature.
Mhm. Okay, thank you. Jaipal?
Yeah, ma'am. I like uh, chirping of words and children playing sounds like just they when they smile or they giggle, right?
Yeah.
And the bells of temples and that's it.
That's it. Okay, thank you very much for your answer. Although it's like a small talk part, you can still give complete answers, complete sentences. Okay, don't just give words. Don't just say words answering the question. Yes, that's fine as well, but we expect to hear some complete sentences. So try to give complete sentences. Okay, Abi? Yes, Abi? Are there any sounds that you like and why? Are you also having a microphone problem? It seems on. We can't hear you, really. So maybe we can continue with Anna when your problem is fixed. Please write us in the chat box, Abi. Yes, Anna.
I enjoy all the sounds related to the nature, such as waves, birds, the sounds of mountains. But my favorite is the drops of the rain, especially at night. And sometimes when I want to be productive but not very stressed, I like listening to the jazz sounds, calm jazz. When I need to work or doing something, it makes me feel calm and happy.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for using the vocabulary that we just practiced. Okay, yes, Abi, now you can speak.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, ma'am. Though I love sounds and music, and mostly I hear retro musics when I feel when I want to feel calm and relax. But along with that, I love mimicking and twittering sounds of birds when I usually hear them in morning.
Mhm.
So I just love music.
Okay, thank you for sharing your answer.
Thank you, ma'am.
Maria?
Well, definitely, one of the sounds that I like is the chirping of birds, and also any sounds that relates to nature. It makes me feel calm and relaxed. I also like listening to podcasts, casts, and also songs that are
Okay.
not loud.
Not loud. Mhm. Thank you very much, Maria. I see Rifat is leaving. So thank you for coming today, Rifat. I hope you can fix your issues. And please join the next session on Saturday, next speaking session on Saturday. Thank you for coming today anyways. Okay. Ima? Yes, Ima? Are there any sounds that you like and why? Ayman, do you feel ready to talk? If you're having any issues, you can write us in the chat box so we would know. Okay. So if you don't feel ready, that's fine as well, but please try to speak as much as you can so we can hear you. Okay, I think Simrati is still having a microphone problem, so I'm skipping to the next question. So, do you think there is too much noise in modern society and why? Let's start with Jaipal this time.
Of course, ma'am. In modern society, there are too much noises. Actually, that is because of many reasons. That is because of our hectic schedules for the day when we travel to our routine jobs like office or schools or any other places. We find traffic sounds on the way, and when we are at home, there are noises around. People speak so loudly, they have habits of speaking loud, and in an office too, there are atmosphere like people are talking on the taking calls on the mobiles or uh, joining meetings. They make loud sounds which are make sometimes disturbing, and there are few instances when we find some peaceful time, that is in the night when we going to sleep.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your answer. Let me remind you again. So let's stay with 2 to 3 sentences. Okay. Thank you very much. And Varsha?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I do agree that the level of noise is increasing over time, and most of it is caused by the human activity. Industrial activities such as factory operations has contributed greatly in rising level of the noise, and people speaking loud. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Abi?
Yeah, ma'am. Ah, for this time again, I will say sometimes yes, sometimes no. We all know we are in the growing era, which are fully filled of technologies and other things. So we definitely hear sounds while we are traveling, while we are walking. For like we have like on the same way, we have the we have the cure all as well for this thing. If you want if you want to be calm, so you can go some temples or mosque you to so you can sit there and you feel calm. You will just go away for your long work or long drive. So I can say like it's all depends upon you and your hearing power as well. What do you think and what you hear? Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you, Abi. Anna?
Yes, I definitely agree that there is too much noise in modern society, and modern humans weren't created to experience all this noise all the time. And people are bombarded by different noise from different sides. It's radio, TV, traffic jam, advertisement. So actually, any time where we go somewhere, we face the noise around us. Don't think it's a good tendency, but this is what it is.
Thank you. Okay, I see Isara or Ishara. Welcome. You just came. So we're having small talk discussions. So what do you think about this question? Do you think there is too much noise in modern society, and why? If you feel like speaking, please turn on your microphone. Hello, Isara or Ishara? If you're there, give us a sign. You can write in the chat box too. Okay. I'll continue with Maria.
Well, yes, I do agree that in modern society, there's loud noises, and it's because every day cities grow and they become actually modern cities. And every city has lots of cars, and there's lots of traffic, and the noises of the cars are very loud. Also, not only in regular cities, usually in countries or countrysides, you can also hear lots of different noises, like construction sites, building construction sites, and animals. Sounds of animals.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing. Isara or Ishara, if you can hear us and if you feel like speaking, please give us a sign. You can use react button, you can use chat box. We would love to hear from you too. Okay, I think everybody had a turn to answer that question too, according to my notes. Yes, I think so. Okay, so as you know, we have that discussion part where you have 1 minute to prepare and you will have 2 minutes to speak. This is actually where I take many notes about your extended answers. So in today's task, describe something or someone that made a lot of noise. You should say who or what made that noise. What was the noise like? What did you do when you heard the noise, and how you feel about it or how you felt about it? Okay, so I hope you all can see the task. I'll start my 1 minute of the timer, so you can get ready. Okay, so you can start preparing your answer for that. Okay, my timer start. So, who feels ready to give us an extended answer? Let's start with that person. Yes, Mariam, let's start with you.
Well, the noise that I chose is my neighbors. Well, they are really disturbing. Every single day at midnight or about at 2 a.m., they start moving furniture around. The sound of creaking furniture is really disturbing and irritating. And this is usually the time where I had fallen asleep, and I always wake up at the sound. It has become a routine, and it's really annoying.
Okay. Is that all? Any more thing that you want to add? Remember, it's like
No.
2 minutes of speech, okay? So if you want to add, if you want to try one more time, because it felt a bit short to me, so maybe in the end I can ask you again, okay, Mariam? If it's okay for you, of course. Okay. Abby?
Yeah, ma'am. So I must say for this time, my pet, she is a bitch. We called her Bloom.
Please, let's
Yeah,
use kind words. Okay, remember we're
ma'am.
practicing the exam, yeah?
Yeah, but bitch is like a female dog. We call
Oh
bitch
yeah,
to
okay.
them. I'm
Yeah,
not abusing.
sorry.
Sorry, I'm so sorry for this thing. Sure, like if you really feel so, I will like delete this
Yeah,
actually.
that's fine, no problem.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Yeah, I will again start. Okay,
Okay, you can
for
start
this
again.
time, yeah, for this time, I must say my pet. She's we call her Bloom, and I I put her name on the character. I took the character from the famous series, the Faith, the Venus Saga. Name the Faith from the Venus Saga. And what was the noise like? As we all know, dogs always bark. And the third question, that what did you do when you heard the noises, is like I tried to distract her. Like she usually barked to every person who crossed my gate, who crossed through the gate. So she always always go to the gate, went to the gate, and she always barked to them. Either they are coming to my house or they are just crossing away. So and at last I sometimes we feel like really annoying and disturbing, but sometimes it's like a little bit happy that she is trying to keep us safe from not only like just she barks, so she sometimes gives a signal that someone is crossing your door when we are not like in the first room, so we can watch them. So I sometimes it is good, but most of the time it is annoying and really unbearable to us.
Okay, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, ma'am.
Okay. Who else feels ready to continue? Yes, Jaipal.
Mom, this is about an incident when I was studying. I have a habit of getting early in the morning to start my studies, so in a peaceful way. But there was an incident. A neighbor, they just played loud religious songs in the morning, and they directed the speaker to our house, and it made a loud noise which was disturbing. And when I found it unbearable, I went to their house and knocked the door in the early in the morning, and it took them some 15 minutes for them to open the door. And then I told them very loudly that it is disturbing me. Even they were not able to hear what I was saying to them. And yes, they slowed down the music, and uh, it was uh, controlled way. They played it controlled way, so I came back to start my studies again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jaipal. Okay, Anna?
One of the most unbearable noise I heard, it was when my neighbors had a construction in their apartment, and it was very loud. They had been working all day. Uh, Actually, the noise was ordinary noise for people who has a construction in their apartment, and I didn't have a lot of problems with that while I was working during the day. and I was absent. But the problem was that they kept working at night, not at night, but late in the evening, which is not permitted by the law, because every time when someone has a construction, we have permitted hours, and you can start the construction from, for example, 8 in the morning and finish at 6 in the evening. But the people trespassed this law, and I had an issue with them only once. I had to go upstairs and ask them to stop it. And they seemed to be nice people, and they listened to me. And in the future, we never had this kind of issue again. And if they had to make any kind of noise, they stopped at 6 or at 7 in the evening, and everything was fine.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, who wants to go next? Varsha?
Yes, ma'am. If you live in India long enough, you will totally agree with me that those who are driving will make a lot of noise, especially during the peak traffic hours. Indian roads have never been free of honking noises of all kinds of vehicles, from vans, cars, etc. It is, in my opinion, the most annoying sound you can imagine. Whenever I heard people honking like angry geese, I felt very annoyed and frustrated. Indian people should learn when to use the horn properly. It seems to me that they push the horn all the time because they want to be able to drive fast while everyone else gets out of their way. Despite the fact I hate so much, I cannot give up driving here, so I learned to ignore it and use my horn sparingly or just in case of emergency. However, I still think that Indians should have a campaign on educating people to use the horn in a proper way so that the city is not polluted by the noise. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, who wants to move next? We have Maha here again. Yes, Maha? It's like a discussion with extended answers. Do you feel ready to talk? Okay. When you feel ready to talk, please talk. Okay, you can just raise your hand using react button and you can start talking. So thank you very much for sharing your stories. It was really nice to hear. Once again, I'm sorry for the correction of the wording. It's my mistake. I didn't understand properly. So here I have one example as well. So I'll share it with you. I'll read it. So you can compare it with your own answers and you can see what else you can add more. And you can compare your things. You can see your own mistakes or missing parts as well. I think there's a lot of noise in India. It is, in fact, hard to find a quiet place. So I will talk about an occasion when my nephew made a lot of noise. He's just 5 years old, but he's very fond of bursting crackers. During Diwali, he went to shopping for crackers with my dad, and I bought him a lot of crackers. After visiting the temple, Gurudwara, when we came back home, he went to the terrace, and for the next hour, we could hear nothing but the sound of crackers. He burst so many crackers. The noise was deafening, and all the family members couldn't wait for him to stop. I can't imagine how my dad tolerated the noise as he was with him outside on the terrace. The rest of us were inside the house, and inside the place, the noise was intolerable. I tried to distract myself, but the noise was too much. I didn't want to spoil my nephew's mood by telling him to stop. So, after waiting half an hour for him to stop, I decided to put on my noise-canceling headphones and watch a movie. My sister had gifted them to me a year ago. That was the day I tasted the noise-canceling part. It was amazing. I couldn't hear anything except the sounds in the movie. My other family members were not so lucky and had to tolerate the noise. My dad also decided that day that there would be no crackers from the next Diwali. Crackers not only create noise pollution, but they are also harmful to the environment. So that's a nice story. And your stories were really good as well, but try to see. So, how is the extended sentences are here, the complex sentences. And while talking, you can add some intonation as well. So, the noise was horrible. So, like telling a story. So, when you give different intonations, and not just like reading, but like telling something, like storytelling, so it gives the examiner the impression that you are really capable of speaking that language with intonations, with complex structures and complex words as well. So our timing is not bad today. So we have one deep discussion question. So I would like to go for that too. So what do you think when you see someone on the street listening to music using headphones? And do you think the world will be noisier in the future? So we have two questions. You can choose one of them and answer that. You don't need to answer both of them. Just choose one question and try to give me an answer with complex structures and the vocabulary that we practiced. When you feel ready, you can raise your hand and start. And I will share my feedback in the end of the lesson. We just talked about the modern society and how noisy it is. So do you think the world will be noisier in the future? Or what do you think when you see someone on the street listening to music using headphones? Who wants to give an answer? Yes, Anna, let's start with you.
Well, I'll try to answer the first question. Actually, I don't mind seeing people listening to the music using their headphones, because, for example, if someone listens to the music very loudly, it doesn't disturb me, because thanks to the headphones, I don't hear anything. And if this person makes any harm to himself, it's just his or her own problems. And the only thing that disturbs me while I see this kind of people, because some of them, they don't realize that even though they are using headphones, we still can hear what they are listening to. And if, for example, we share the same public transport or streets with this kind of people, we can hear what they are listening to. And sometimes it's not pleasant, especially when you have to tolerate it all the time. You have no opportunity to leave the bus or the taxi or something like this. So in this case, this kind of people, they bother me. But usually for me, it's fine. If someone likes listening to the music while he's traveling or moving, it's absolutely fine.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Anna. Varsha? I think Varsha doesn't feel ready to choose a question and give an answer for that. Abi?
Okay, ma'am. I'll I'll try. I'll 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 answer to the first question only. In my point of view, I personally think if someone is using their headphone or earphone to listen to the music while they are traveling or walking on the street, that are their call. And I just only fear of thing that if he or she is like almost indulged in the music, so if he or she cannot see the traffic signals, or some car or bike is coming to him either it from behind or backside. So sometimes when we like listen to the music, we personally get lost in the music. So I personally say, like while working or traveling, we do not like always have to like listen to the music while using earphone or headphone. If you are if you are traveling in a car or some buses, so if they have some like a speaker, so you can ask them to play some music, but in a low volume, in a medium volume, so that you can hear outside loud, like outside sounds as well. I personally say that we should not allow for such thing, because it sometimes harm us only.
Mhm.
Thank
Okay,
you, ma'am.
thank you, thank you. Okay, Joy Paul.
Yes, ma'am. I will answer to the second question actually. Yes, the world will be noisier in the future. I definitely it will be noisier than the existing one, and that is because of the vehicles being added to the world every day, and it will noise in the traffic. Uh, like horns or the music playing in the vehicles, that creates a lot of noise, and it creates disturbance during the journey. Apart from that, there is a growing habit of playing music loudly in the houses or in the religious places, and that too adds to the noise, and the number of such incidents are increasing. Another addition will be due to the pictures, movies we are seeing in the cinemas these days. Actually, there are instances of the characters playing rash driving or the making loud horns, and the children are getting the habits of making noise to their habits, and that will create a noisier world in the future.
Mhm.
Uh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Joy Paul.
Thank you.
All right, Varsha, do you feel ready now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Uh, I would like to answer for the first question.
Mhm.
Nothing really. I mean, it's so common, it doesn't attract any attention anymore. Lots of people do it and also talk into their phones using hands free while driving. Actually, that used to puzzle me until I realized that what they were doing. I thought for a while that they were talking to themselves, but soon I discovered that they were actually talking to someone else on the phone, just not holding it. Uh, as for the headphones, well, who doesn't do it? I listen to music when I'm out frequently, not every day, but certainly sometimes a week or sometimes a day. I just plug in my earbuds on the bus or when I'm walking along. If I know that I'm going to be outside for some time, it's a nice way to block out the background noise and enjoy some music while outside. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Varsha. Maha, can you hear us? Do you want to speak? This can be your last chance. Okay. All right, everyone. So now I'd like to share some feedback with you. So I took some personal notes, but I will avoid giving some IELTS scores like scores today. Instead, I will give some recommendations for you for how to improve your speaking. Okay. So for Abby, I want to share. It's okay. I want to share some feedback. Abby, I hear some complex structures in your speaking. So you're using relative clauses, if clauses, so that enriches your speaking. That's really good. But what I hear from your speaking is that you use like a lot. So when you want to give an example, when you can't remember a word, when you don't know what to say next, you like use like very naturally. But of course, I also use like a lot while I'm speaking informally, especially during my daily life. But while during an exam, using like can be sounded like too informal. So instead of using like, try to use different fillers. For example, let me say this way. Let me think a little bit more. And so try to use those fillers and maybe some more connecting words. For example, because, such as, for instance, the words like this, okay, instead of using like all the time repeatingly. Okay, so that was the thing that I realized in your speech today. So Jaipal, I sometimes hear you hesitate speaking and you give very long breaks between your sentences or between your words. It's totally okay to hesitate, to say using those fillers as well. But when you stop, pause your speaking for too long, it doesn't sound very natural. So Jaipal, please try keep speaking. Okay, please try to speak fluently and give a flow to your speech. So yes, you can also use time fillers. Let me think, let me say it this way, let me paraphrase it, let me use this kind of things. So instead of giving very long pauses between your sentences and words, try to speak more fluently and in a flow. So Anna, yes, okay, Abby, thank you. And Anna, actually, your answers and your speaking sounds very adequate and very good level to me. You're welcome, Jaipal. And you sometimes make mistakes, some grammar mistakes, but you always correct them. So that's really nice. That was the tips and strategies that I was giving in the beginning. You can make mistakes even in a very good level of speaking, and that's totally fine. Try to correct your mistakes, try to hear your mistakes, and that's what Anna did today. And she told us a story that was really good. So she started with her beginning sentence, later she gave some examples, and then she completed her speech with the main idea of the speech again. So that was a very good wrap up for her answer. So Anna, I think your speaking gets better every day as you practice even more. So it was really nice. I mean, your speech was really nice. And I really care about this learning environment because we hear from each other. So we learn a lot from Anna, we learn a lot from Abby. So please keep coming together like this. So Varsha, I heard some complex sentences and some complex words in your speech. So that was really nice. It was telling a story. It was very coherent with a beginning and with an end. So it also sounded very naturally. I would maybe recommend using more complex grammar as well. So you can use different types of complex grammar. But other than that, your speaking, your sentences were also very good. So is there anyone who I missed giving feedback? I couldn't hear from Simriti and from Maha, so that's why I can't give any feedback for now. So lastly, some idioms and collocations. You can take a note of them. Get on someone's nerves, to annoy someone a lot. Stop whining. You're getting on my nerves. We usually say it to our sisters or brothers or siblings or nephews or nieces. Light slipper. Actually, it's sleeper, by the way, I'm sorry for the typo. Someone who is easily woken up by noise, etc. I'm a very heavy sleeper, for example. So you might be a light sleeper. It's with double E. So cannot stand doing something. So unable to tolerate something. Mary can't stand being distracted while studying. So cannot stand being something or doing something. Okay, so the collocation is really important. So it sounds more complex and more natural. To put one's mind into something. So to focus on something. I need to put my mind into the project, or else I might fail, we could say. So thank you all for coming today. Don't forget to visit our library for the for the content. So, okay, let me also share our survey link. So please fill our survey link so we can improve our lessons to help you better. I'm sending them in the chat box. Please fill the form, submit it, then you can leave. You're welcome. Oh, that's very good to hear from you, Jaipal. Thank you very much for coming as well. Sorry, I think that's me. So if you have any other questions, if you have any other recommendations or feedback, you can quickly ask here, and you can write in our document, in our form, feedback form. Yes, Abi.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I want to ask 2-3 questions.
Mhm.
First of all, can you just let me know that if I am booking for my IELTS, so when my speaking session will be held, like when will my speaking exam held? Like if I get my days like 10th of October for listening, reading, and writing. So for speaking, how much time I get? Like it's like immediate after this test, or some gaps are there in between
Yes,
all the exams?
Ms. Burchin will answer that question now. Our other Clasital teacher.
Ma'am, you are not clear to me. Hello?
We can't hear you. Yes, your microphone. It's okay. Thank you, Anna. Have a nice evening.
Am I audible to you?
No, like I'm waiting. I think Burchin will be writing the answer for your question.
Okay. No,
Please
sorry.
take care of it.
Yeah.
You can take the speaking test at the same day with the other sections, she says.
Sure. And ma'am, what about the like? I'm just making the mistake today, which like I fail personally. I I haven't used any like idioms and phrases today, even though it is on my mind. But when it comes to my speaking, like I started na mimicking, so it never come in my mind for today. And I personally think that I have like make very blunders today. So how can I avoid these things and make sure that I'm gonna speak up?
So
Do you have any, yeah,
I
suggestion?
always recommend to take your time to think. and like make it obvious, so you'll have like time to think as well, and make things clear in your mind, then start speaking. Okay, so don't rush while speaking as well. So take your time. I'm not saying like give like big pauses, but just like think what you say, what you will say next as well. So be confident, keep speaking. You can make mistakes, because I realize when you make mistakes, or when you can't find the correct word or proper word, you start feeling nervous a little bit. So it's okay. You can always make your correct your errors. That's fine. That's normal. Just take your time and try to think deeper about your sentences. Okay?
Sure, ma'am. And one last question. Like, like I'm thinking that, like, ma'am, what is better in your point of view? That going with the PYQs, like not PYQs, PMQs, like for the speaking part. PMQ means previous month questions and all. For speaking, that going with them for practice at home, or like random questions, like I will pick up and start speaking on that. Which one will help for me better, for betterment?
About like getting ready for the subjects, different
Yeah,
subjects.
yeah,
So you can also like see our subject like topics on our calendar, on our schedule. So far many lessons about noise, transportation, daily routine, weather, culture, celebrations, things like that. Very general topics. You can all like have some idea about them. And I would say like don't prepare any like speech. Okay, just like practice what you can say, what vocabulary you can use about them, because basically you can use the same grammar for all of them, but the vocabulary is changing. So try to like focus on the vocabulary as well. So don't risk like preparing a speech, like very perfect speech on one topic, and it may not be like from that topic as well. So instead, try to learn many like vocabulary, many sentence starters about those topics, very general topics, I would say. So don't stick to one or two topics only. Try to like give the main thing, try to get the main idea of the topics and main vocabulary of the topics.
sure, ma'am.
The complex vocabulary will show that you are knowledgeable and you have something to say about that topic.
Okay, ma'am, I'll definitely look into it. But I'm so sorry I'm cutting you. Like, I want, like, I'm again sorry if I interpreted it wrong. I want to ask with you that while like preparing for speaking part for my like a D-Day thing, so I want your opinion that it is better to go with the questions, like if like the Cambridge book has given to us, no, like the test one, test two. In that part, they have written the this is the question, and it's better to prepare on that point, like work on that points, or start with some random like topics. I asked that. Did
I
you
think
get
I
me or not?
have like, I maybe didn't understand your question. I would ask like Ms. Burchin, did you understand the question, or am I missing the point? You can like send us a an email maybe about this,
Sure,
so
sure,
we can
ma'am. I will.
understand it
Yeah,
better.
I will
Yeah,
do it.
we have
Yeah,
like our
I
contact,
think.
or
Yeah,
yeah,
we have
okay.
exceeded the time. I'm so sorry, ma'am,
Yeah,
taking
that's
so much
okay.
time
That's
of yours.
okay. So like I'm trying to give as much as help as I can, but
Thank you,
some like
ma'am.
questions beyond me.
Sure, ma'am, not an
Okay.
issue. I will definitely write a mail.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you
sure,
for
ma'am.
coming today, everybody. So
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good night.
I'll see you next Wednesday, but don't forget the next speaking session on Saturday. Okay. Bye.